Alrighty, welcome to the PSBS as a Place Blizzard podcast. I'm your host, Code T. PS and Bye Boys. My host here is
Andrew Arenas, double is.
yes, and we're on episode 74.
Three. Oh,
Three?
74? Gosh,
Are we 70?
I was pretty confident that it was 73 for a while, but then, because, last week was a special week because of Emmett. He was here and all that, but this week is even going to be a more special week, and I would confirm, actually, that this is 74.
This is 74, yes.
So, yeah. It's an exciting time. School just started for me. And the funny thing is that I do need to flex my podcasting muscles a little bit because in my, not my magazine writing class, my news writing class, I need to do podcasting for the school.
That's fun.
So I need to be a little bit more serious. I don't think I'm going to be able to talk about my search browser history to the people there. So
sure you can.
Maybe I could. But I mean, this is going to be with my professor, so that's going to be a little awkward. So because they want me to talk about like what I wrote for the week or something, but yeah, it's really interesting. It's been hard work at college so far, man. Like already, like I told you off air, we just debated in one of my classes about which is the best Harry Potter book, and then in my magazine writing class, we made Instagram and Twitter biographies. Bios, like the little thing that you put in the bios section, because I guess apparently my professor had an epiphany that the digital media is where it's all at nowadays.
What?
Oh, I know. And then she was all like, make what your hypothetical Twitter and Instagram bios would be. So
assuming you don't already have one.
Assuming you don't already have one. So we just the thing is that we had to make one for our classmates. So like we had to interview like a classmate for like 15 minutes and like figure out like in under 140 characters, what would your Instagram bio be? So yeah, that's interesting. College is very hard work. Very hard work.
Well.
But yeah, I'm not like tired today. Like I have 4 classes today, and I'm not really exhausted at all. I mean, in total, the amount of classes right there. Let's see, it's an hour 15 each one. So like, man.
Yeah, I'm
5 hours.
I'm a little tired. I'm not exhausted. I'm just a little tired. I don't have class tomorrow, which is nice.
I don't have class tomorrow either.
Oh, I don't have class on Monday. That's 4 days off.
Oh,
nice,
doctor. But I don't know, as much as because it's been hard reading things. So like some things might come as a surprise to me. So then I won't be like, whoa. So yeah, what happened in the realm of PlayStation? I've been hearing ramblings about the things. So like Nintendo, and then today YouTube had some crazy things. But what's happening in the realm of PlayStation? That's what we're here for. PlayStation. Yeah, we can forget everything else.
We don't need Nintendo Directs.
The Nintendo Directs, and then whatever is going on with YouTube's policies lately. Let's go over the PlayStation Nation.
PlayStation Nation.
What is going on in the PlayStation Nation right now?
Well, it's that time of the month.
You
know, it's the time of the month. It's the beginning of the month. September 1st fell on a Thursday, so that means we got to wait till Tuesday for what is it?
PlayStation Plus games.
Yes, new PlayStation Plus games, and they were announced yesterday, I believe. So we got the list here. Let's see what we're getting this month.
It seems like Xbox Live's Games for Gold gets like announced so early, like 2 weeks before the month starts. It seems like
we get them like the week of.
Yeah, we get them like the week of, but it's all right. Let's see what we got here.
Start from the bottom, work our way up. So on PS Vita, we're getting Amnesia Memories. There you go. It's an oxymoron. That's what that game's about. I'll be honest. PS3, we're getting Datura, Datura.
I thought it was Datura.
Datura? Okay, fine. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce most of these games. Datura, yeah, okay. Do you know what that game's about?
Oh, no.
Okay. You know how to say it. You just don't know what it's about. That's all right.
I just heard it said around, and no.
Okay. Also on PS3, we're getting Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands.
This one,
it's literally
I've championed a lot, and I heard it's good.
Yeah, it's literally forgotten. People forget about this game. This was the sort of tie into the movie. Like this game came out.
Everyone remembers that one.
Yeah, this game came out around the time of the movie, but it's tied into the original trilogy on PS2. It was like in between one of the games or something like that. No.
People go redeem it and download it so they can get those high numbers. Ubisoft looks at like,
Yeah.
man, you know what? We really need to get that like concept Prince of Persia game we teased you about and
Yeah.
actually do something.
Bring the franchise back. You know?
Because I just feel like ever since Assassin's Creed, I feel like their focus deteriorated from Prince of Persia because Assassin's Creed has sort of filled in that void somewhat. I don't really want to say Assassin's Creed really did that, but I feel like in terms
it
of
did.
priority,
Like I'm pretty sure I told the story. No, I'm pretty sure I told the story on this podcast, right? Or at least told you off.
Yeah.
Like
No, I believe you told it on here because we
they're
were talking about Assassin's Creed's origins.
Yeah, the origins of Assassin's Creed. Like basically, I'll just try to do it real fast if you don't know. Basically, after the 2008 Prince of Persia, or was it after or right before, something like that. No, it was right before because when Assassin's Creed 1 came out, 2007.
Yeah, 2007.
Okay, so before 2007, when they were trying to figure out what to do with Prince of Persia, in between the Sands trilogy and then the new one, was they're like, oh, let's do this new Prince of Persia game where you ride a horse and you got a white robe and you go on these like missions and stuff. And then they were like, that sounds kind of different from Prince of Persia. Maybe we can like retool it into something else. And they're like, fine, whatever. And they retooled it into this thing called Assassin's Creed, and then that became their big franchise. And then the Prince of Persia reboot thing, 2008 came out, flopped hard. So they said, well, we're putting this off the side and never touching it again. And they just focused on Assassin's Creed.
But then there was the concept art that was the concept pictures that were right on the message boards or something like that. That was like in 2012 or 2013. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I'm talking about now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one.
But
so that was like, nothing ever came out of it.
It's just the problem. The problem though is because Assassin's Creed and Prince of Persia kind of, like you said, they fill almost that same void. They're both the kind of like third-person adventure kind of platforming kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of fill that same role where like all the other Ubisoft games are trying to fill some kind of void. Like The Crew, it's a racing game. That's Ubisoft's racing game, and they're still supporting it because they're getting a new expansion this year. I didn't even know that till the other day.
I was almost gonna send you for Speed, but that's EA.
That's EA.
EA.
The Crew, that's Ubisoft's racing franchise. They're still supporting it. A new expansion's coming out this year, so there you go. Watch Dogs, it's open world, but it's got like the little twist to it with the hacking and all that.
It's got guns.
It's got guns. It's got the co-op on that. But then they got Ghost Recon now, which kind of fills the co-op third-person shooter, like as a straight shooter.
Military tactical.
Then Splinter Cell's their stealth franchise.
What would you say the Division is?
Shit, we're going to talk about the Division in a minute.
Oh boy,
the Division. We're going to talk about the Division. We will. I do have it on my notes. We are going to talk about the Division in a bit. The Division's like their need to do an MMO thing. I know the Crew is an MMO too, but that's a car MMO.
Destiny,
Yeah, like to compete with this online MMO thing. We're going to talk more about the Division in a second. But yeah, so they're trying to cover all their bases, and the thing is, Assassin's Creed covers the same base that Prince of Persia would, So it's hard for them to kind of like do them both. So
yeah, it would be difficult to do that. Well, but you did forget one also void that Ubisoft also loves to fill in, the card game void. So in case you guys haven't gotten Uno yet, get Uno. So I probably sold that copy right there. So Ubisoft, give me at least 2 cents for it. Give me at least 2 cents for it.
Yep. Uno's gonna do that. But yeah, so that's that on Prince of Persia. But also we're getting on PlayStation Plus moving along. We're getting Badland, which is a PS4, PS3, and Vita game.
Wow, PS3 is getting a lot of games this month.
3 games on PS3, 2 games on Vita, and no PSP games.
Yeah. Oh, what a bummer.
Yep, no PSP games.
Yeah, that's a real bummer.
There's that, and then moving on.
Which one's Badland?
What?
I don't know. I feel like I'm going to delay.
Yeah, you kind of. But yeah, and then I was saying that now on PS4 we're getting Journey.
PS4, fantastic!
Which is also crossed with PS3, so you're getting on PS3 and PS4, and also on PS4 you're getting Lords of the Fallen.
Oh, Lords of the Fallen, that was an interesting one. That's definitely
Yeah.
going to appeal to the Souls crowded. For
Yeah.
those that maybe played through all three, well, wait, all. Wait, is the original Dark Souls on PS4? Or was it just Dark Souls
No,
2?
just Dark Souls 2.
Oh, Dark Souls 2. So that's strange that the first Dark Souls never made it to PS4.
Maybe eventually.
Yeah,
Um,
you never know, huh?
I think same thing with like I think it said the same thing for Demon Souls. I think the developer of Demon Souls said they want to do a PS4 version. They're just waiting for Sony to approve it, and Sony just never felt like they need it. I guess
Because of Bloodborne.
because of Bloodborne. It's like, oh, we got Bloodborne. We got we don't need it.
Oh, come on. But does they put out remasters for freaking like God of War, Last of Us, and all that?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that would be like easy money to do that. Oh, we'll talk about easy money more too. That like to fill in that gap between Bloodborne 2, just like have the original Demon Souls on PS3 because the online isn't supported anymore on PS3.
Yeah, I mean, it might eventually happen. Like you said, maybe they'll do the whole like pre-order thing where like pre-order Bloodborne 2 and get Demon Souls remastered or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't that be pretty nice? People would like that. I mean, people love Souls.
Oh yeah, people love
the original. I mean, people like all the Souls games.
Yeah.
But maybe. But wait, is like all the support for Bloodborne already done? Like with the expansions and stuff? Like, was this basically it? I think.
It's
like
so.
They had the expansion in February.
The big expansion came out, and I don't know if they have any more planned.
Just working on that sequel then.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure Sony is probably want them to do because
it's very
successful. So that's great. So that's interesting. A pretty good month.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'm interested in this month because I could finally play Journey on PS4. Because I'm one of the people that actually bought Journey, the collector's edition on disc.
Yeah, and
so it doesn't. It
doesn't
count for the cross buy, so I couldn't get the PS4 version.
Yeah, the PS4 version's even better.
It's even brighter. It's shinier.
I just think it's just definitely more smooth and just like I just think everything on it is just even more perfection. So yeah, Journey's fantastic. It's good that it's coming in for any sort of new audience that can go and finally play it. It's a fantastic game. Lords of the Fallen, yeah, you could also try that out too. I got to play it for just only a little bit a couple of years ago. It's fun. I think people will like that one too. At least just to try it out.
I mean, technically, it's in like one of the few like mid-tier games that still exist.
At least right now.
I mean, because it's not.
We got THQ Nordic coming back.
Yeah, THQ Nordic, man. That's what they said. The THQ name is important to them. They didn't want to drop the THQ.
I don't know who. No. It's already been said out there plenty of times that the name is already terrible.
Like, okay.
It's like naming another cruise ship the Titanic.
It's like,
so,
the Titanic.
Yeah, it's bad. Titanic 2.
Oh, boy. But
Leo, are you in this one too?
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, this month's solid, I think. Like I said,
it is. Oh my gosh, compared to other months?
Yeah, compared to other months. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, Journey's great, especially if you haven't played it yet, or like I said, if you're like me, you got the disc version on PS3, so now you can finally get the PS4 version.
Yeah.
Lords of Fallen's always need to check out, and then you got your PS3 and Vita games, which I just don't redeem anymore. Like I try to redeem the Vita games, but like PS3, I don't remember last time I went redeem a PS3 game because I don't have my PS3 set up to go do it. So like the only way I can redeem a PS3 game is if I like load up the web store and do it. Yeah. But I don't know. There's no PS3 games come up in the past few months that made me say, yes, I got to go redeem it so that way when I do turn my PS3 back on, I'm going to go play that.
If only there was like a digital version of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
That would get my heart racing. I mean, looking at the YouTube video, not that the YouTube upvotes and downvotes mean anything, but people are happy with this one. This one has a higher thumbs up rating than last month's. Remember last month's was like completely thumbs down. But like this guy here, he says, justifies the $10 increase so far. Let's hope they can keep it up. This is what I'm talking about, Sony.
All right.
So there you go. People are pleased. I guess ever since this price hike, people are pleased with this month. So that's very good to hear. People are pleased.
Well, at least Final Fantasy 15 didn't come out this month, so people would have been demanding that for the free game.
Oh my! Oh!
Where's my Final Fantasy 15 free on Plus this month? for next month.
Because, dude, I'm going back to the August video. That one has 29,000 dislikes and only 2,000 likes. Oh my god. That's when you know, dude. That's 500,000 views. This is when you know. And then you just have these comments here that people just list justifiable games here, like I guess Trials Fusion, Battlefield 4, Rayman Legends. But
Yeah.
these games have been like
Yeah, like
on sale several times.
Battlefield 4 was $5 last week.
Oh no, Battlefield 4 was even lower than that, even in the past. Like it was like $3.
Oh my god.
You have to have the balls to put greatness awaits at the end of their videos.
I mean, they've been using that slogan for 3 years now. You think they would have, made a new one by now, right?
Oh no, because greatness always does await. But for the longest time, I thought greatness awaited when like Uncharted 4 was going to hit. So like greatness already came.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, now that I say it though, they're probably going to unveil their new slogan with the PS Slim
Neo. So
whatever.
that's what the greatness was, dude. We were always waiting for the Neo greatness.
That's what we were waiting for. We bought this PS4 waiting for the 4.5.
I mean, dude, if that was the slogan all along, then, it's like when Apple has this, they always attach a slogan. If you didn't know, for like iPhones, they always attach a slogan like, oh god, what was like the iPhone 5S one? It was like the most ridiculous one. Something of like our best thing yet or whatever. But you say that like every year, so it's like it's a little redundant.
No, when they announced the PS4 Slim and then the PS4.5, they're just going to play the clip from like Daredevil season 2 where it's like, you're a half measure, I'm a full measure or something like that.
Yeah, and show off those Netflix 4K killer.
Yeah, you can watch Defenders in 4K on this 4K PlayStation.
But these YouTube videos are always funny to see the reactions of people. But yeah, what else do we have this week?
Oh boy. Let me see. Load the thing back up. Why am I having trouble loading? Okay. We had a delay this week.
Oh no.
Gran Turismo Sport was delayed this week.
Oh, so Sony's yet again not having a fall game.
Yep.
Well, I mean, last year we had Until Dawn, like around the same time last year, but still, I mean, Sony yet again not having a fall game. It's just...
Yeah, and I mean, and what sucks about this game too was that this was going to be another VR game for launch. Like, well, the VR was going to come out in October, and like Gran Turismo Sport was going to come out in November. So it just sucked that that's one less VR game for fall. But this is going to make the Drive Club people happy because then they can sell Drive Club VR this fall and be like, hey, you want a racing game in VR? Try Drive Club,
So that means Drive Club's even going to have more spotlight, even though Evolution's not around.
Yeah, I mean, someone's there developing that VR version.
Yeah, I mean that VR has been brewing for it for a while.
Yeah,
but so I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
So we're getting all the experiences with Gran Turismo, even the delays. So it's unfortunate, but it's just I mean, Polyphony, they take their time. It's whatever. There's already so much coming out in the fall. I mean, yes, I know that's like the heavy-handed excuse that you can always give, but literally there is a lot in the fall.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm just disappointed because as a VR game, that's like one less VR game to get for launch around launch window.
And then for the folks out there that want to specifically just play the racing games, let's not forget about those.
Yeah.
Which I can understand. I mean, the frustration.
I mean, the racing genre is weird. Like, it used to be like a very packed genre. Now it's just kind of slimming down. I mean, it kind of is.
Yes,
I mean, like this year, there's no Need for Speed this year. There's Forza Horizon 3 this year. Gran Turismo Sport just got delayed, and Drive Club's getting a VR thing.
Oh,
so it's kind of.
I mean, I talked about like especially in the first 2.5 years of PS4's life cycle that there was a slim pickings, and we had someone ask about that a long time ago. Like, what racing games are like out there?
Need for Speed Ghosts and because we're waiting for Drive Club for so long. You know, and it was just like, oh, I don't know, what else is there other
Yeah.
than Need for Speed
No, yeah, it was Need for Speed Rivals, which
or Rivals?
isn't really isn't the
It was
best.
developed by Ghost, not it wasn't the game wasn't called Ghost. It was developed by a company
Yeah,
called Ghost. Okay.
developed called Ghost, and then yeah, Project Cars is just pretty good.
Yeah, people like that game.
People like that one. It has its fan base, but yeah, I mean, even in terms of people even playing it, not to really put my friends list as any indication because it's such a small sliver of people, but not too many people really play it, the racing game genre too much because especially since they're simulators and they take a long time to get into, and you know it's another one of those things that you specifically play those kind of games for a long period of time to get good at.
Yeah.
Kind of like fighting games in a way too. Because I mean, also fighting games is kind of slim on PS4. I mean, it sort of. I mean, it has games.
I mean, you got your Mortal Kombat, you got your Street Fighter, you got your Injustice 2. I mean, it was slim on.
Blue, and where's like all the other ones, like other 2D ones? PS3 had a lot.
Yeah. You know what else has a lot? Vita. Vita is a great
Vita
system for fighting games.
Granted, there's maybe one you can't buy anymore, right? At least digitally.
Yeah, you can't get Marvel digitally. You can still go out and get it physically. I still have my physical copy.
Yeah, and on eBay it's like dirt cheap. You can go find the cards on eBay.
But yeah, Vita's a great system for fighting games. I remember, because we already talked about this too, like Xbox One is actually a weird console if you like fighting games because it's kind of slim on there too.
Yeah, I mean, you got Killer Instinct.
You got Killer Instinct, but like, it's weird how many fighting games have not been released on Xbox One. Injustice 1 has never been released on Xbox One. Still. They've never
they never put out the definitive edition.
They did not put out the game in the edition on. No, they didn't put the game edition. They didn't put the complete game in the edition on Xbox One. They did it on PS4, but not Xbox One.
Guess you're gonna have to use that backwards compatibility with the 360 version.
And then the whole thing with Street Fighter V was a console exclusive to PS4. So that was one less fighter, and there was another one. I don't know, but those are like the two weird. Where like well, the Street Fighter thing was like well in advance. They told you how it was gonna be exclusive. Like the Injustice one was just weird. They never got a Xbox version.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate. Yeah, like I said, like stated in the past, like it's always a bummer to see certain genres take maybe just like a dip, not in quality, but just quantity.
Yeah, quantity.
Because God, I mean, ever since in the beginning of PS4's life, even before the PS4 life cycle began, that Sony warned about too many FPSs, and look how many FPSs we have. They specifically said about that they don't want just first-person shooters.
Well, I mean, yeah, but at least first party they were backing off. I mean, even Guerrilla Games isn't doing a first-person shooter anymore. I mean, they did.
Yeah, I felt like that was like a call to warning to the first-party developers, and not necessarily third-party. I mean, Activision's just putting them out, and then but they do good work there, so that's not bad necessarily bad. Like I said, Activision has theirs. Ubisoft doesn't have. Well, Ubisoft has Far Cry.
Yeah,
that's first-person exploration.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no shortage of first-person experiences on PS4 at all. Got Outlast. Yeah, I mean, we even have a slew of indie games on there too. But even though Gone Home is native to PC, but we got Gone Home too, and The Witness, and all sorts of first-person exploration games, and puzzle games too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know it's not up to Sony, especially with third-party stuff, but like that's something Sony does need to kind of focus on too. Is maybe bringing more racing games, because the thing about racing games is that those are the ones you would think would like by default have VR support, like because it wouldn't be that hard to put it in, or like it makes sense to put it in there.
Yeah, and that's a really good point too, because like this can like drive hardware in a way, because Gran Turismo 5 was like the top selling PS3 exclusive back in the day. So I really thought like, oh, if this correlated with the VR launch, I think this would have actually moved some units, because Gran Turismo is like that one namesake in Sony that's like super popular. That people would have been like, whoa, you can play one of Sony's first-party games. Granted, it's not like a story-based game. It's like whatever. But it's Gran Turismo, and it's going to be really cool. It's a totally different way to play it. Maybe it could be that person that hasn't played the franchise in such a long time, and they come back to it like, oh, Gran Turismo VR. That's going to be so cool. Yeah. But now it's not hitting at the same time, which is a bit of a shame.
Nope. Instead, Sony wanted to invest in that Drive Club, and that Drive Club.
Well, it started off incredibly rough, but I mean,
yeah, it's fine now. But I mean, it was a very long road to that point.
Yeah, exactly. And then the namesake of just Evolution went down, and then Evolution is gone now. So
so bad.
they never caught a break.
Yeah, I just didn't see why. I mean, I guess Evolution had their idea. We want to do a social racing. That's cool. That's fine. But I just don't really see what Sony saw and thought that was a safe bet, because I mean, they already got Gran Turismo. They know Gran Turismo was in development at some point. That's a simulation game. And Drive Club is kind of like an in-between, where it's not full-on simulation, but it's not full-on like arcade racer either. So just
it's the middle one in between. But I also think, putting in consideration that, I mean, goodness, look how long this one's taking to come out. Drive Club, even though it released not working, which is probably not a solid argument, but at least Drive Club now is out, has been out for a while, at least in a working form. While I don't think it would have made a difference if like Sony was to maybe get Polyphony to really get going on this next Gran Turismo. But I mean, look at them. I mean, they're making this new Gran Turismo right now, and it's taking them a while. So so maybe this is like just the fill-in void somewhat, because maybe once Gran Turismo comes out, people just forget. Not really necessarily forget, but teeter off Drive Club even more now than before.
I mean, I'm sure Evolution probably just wanted to move on, but I think they should have probably done another Motorstorm for PS4.
I know how much fun that would have been. Yeah, that would have been great.
But they probably just wanted to move on. I mean, they already did 3 games plus a PSP game, and then they did that RC.
The Vita game.
The RC game, for Vita.
That game was fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, those were great. It's one of those things they probably just wanted to move on and try something different, But Motorstorm just would have been a lot safer bet. I mean, Motorstorm it's a racing game, but it has that unique feel to it. It's off-road. Your cars can overheat. You do like you got the little animations. Like it's fun. It's great.
Well, I mean, all of them are physics-based, but physics-based where you're like, you could crash into other cars, very arcadey. That's the cool thing about it.
Can you imagine seeing PS4 with the dirt flying and the particle effects and all this?
Make it like the first official trailer, pre-rendered trailer of PS3.
Yeah.
Oh, too bad we never got that.
Throw in that photo mode.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I mean, there was like a semi-quasi photo mode in Motorstorm, wasn't there? Well, I mean,
there was that like you can like pause.
Around.
You can like pause in midair and spin around, but I don't know if you can actually take like a screenshot or whatever.
You just take it back then with your flip phone.
Flip phones, taking your two pixel cameras and upload it to your Facebooks.
I think it was up until Pacific Rift. Actually, I think they actually had a photo. To remember.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think so.
So
yeah.
But yeah, it's a bummer. Gran Turismo's delayed. Who knows? Maybe we might get a bundle.
Yeah, could be a bundle. It's selling points. Let's see what else we got. Where should I go next? I
don't know. I'm imagining like the telltale button prompts, and you're just like looking around.
Yeah, like I just want to figure out what order I want to go in. I can tie those two things together. So let's go with. So we mentioned Assassin's Creed. So
yes,
kind of go back to that for a second. So this kind of got reported like 2 weeks ago, but more details came up today. But apparently Ubisoft said like, oh, there's no Assassin's Creed this year.
Yes.
No new entry in the franchise, even though we're getting the movie this year. But no, I mean, more details came out today of the Assassin's Creed Ezio collection.
Yes,
PS4.
This is it.
New details came out saying that it will include Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations, 1080p, 30 frames per second, with all the DLC included for all 3
30
games.
frames.
Yeah, 30 frames per second.
30
frames per second, but redefined textures.
Oh, she's a redefined texture.
So they're gonna have like new textures, and that's gonna have new detailing there. So it's like they don't up the frame rate, but the textures will be better.
I wish we just had it in the most recent Assassin's Creed engines, but that's too much to ask. I always want like the Halo style, Halo Anniversary, just like complete reskin, but that's never gonna happen.
But I mean, yeah, new textures. That's neat. That's usually can make it really look different. And all the DLC and stuff. So I mean, this is them. They're still putting out Assassin's Creed, and it says it's, according to this report, it's supposed to come out in November. It's not officially announced, by the way. There's just more details leaking out of it.
Yeah, it's just gonna be not really should I say stealth release?
Oh.
But it's just gonna be something that just comes out. It doesn't need much fanfare or anything like that. But, I mean,
But I mean, it's still Ubisoft putting in Assassin's Creed in November. Like, yeah, we got to put something out. And then this is something people were pointing out in the comments too. When I was reading about this, where's our Assassin's Creed Rogue for PS4?
Yeah, that would have been nice. I mean, I mean, overall, I mean, even though the concept of it was really neat, I don't really know if it was really that well liked among Assassin's Creed fans.
I mean, it was all right.
I mean, it's at least more of 4.
It's more of 4. And that's the thing too. Like, it's been so long since I played 4 that probably going back and playing like Rogue would be cool for me, because it'd be just going back to that Assassin's Creed 4 gameplay. Because like if they would
we had always assumed for a long time that Assassin's Creed Rogue was going to come.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the thing. Like, if Rogue would have came out like right after 4, they would never like it, because it'd been just like, I just played this, the pirate stuff. But
now it's been like at least almost 2 years.
Yeah, time has gone by to where now if I go back and play Rogue, even like I said, even if the story's not great or whatever, I'll be fine. I just want the gameplay, because that's how I feel with Assassin's Creed. I don't really care about the story all that much. Like, I just kind of play the gameplay, and that's the thing about 4. When I was playing Assassin's Creed 4, I wasn't paying attention to the story. I was just running around doing pirate stuff, and it was just so fun.
Oh wait, not 2 years ago, almost 3, right? Because
it was a launch title.
Yeah, it was 2013. Okay, yeah. Whoops.
So
2014's Assassin's Creed was one, I think, the Unity.
Yeah.
The Unity. So it's just whatever. I mean, this collection, I'm not even gonna touch. It's tempting to maybe go back to 2, but no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not interested in this one either. I just want to know what's up with Rogue.
Mm-hmm. That could be something that's an Assassin's Creed panel.
Yeah. This is what people in the comments. Like, what if they did another collection where it's like, but they'd be like random numbers. It'd be like, it comes with 1, 3, Rogue.
Yeah, it's just like, because they only call this one the Ezio
collection. But like, what would you call that other one? Like Volume 2, where it's just like the other ones, the other collection, the ones you don't like.
Yeah. Well, that's because like, if a hypothetical Resistance collection would ever come out, you can't call it the Nathan Hale collection.
No, you just call it the Resistance collection.
You just call it the Resistance collection. It is such a shame because, spoilers, Nathan Hale was shot in the end of Resistance 2.
Oh my God! You just dropped the potential of a collection now because you just spoiled it.
Oh jeez.
People going to play for the first time.
Oh damn! You know what? It's like, yeah, it's okay. I'm sorry about that, because it gals like Resistance is like the best. Okay, it's definitely a franchise that you need to play, and you're gonna miss it that it's not on PS4. So grab yourself a PlayStation. It could just be like the top loader PlayStation. Just grab it, the 4 gig one. Well, actually, you're gonna need more than 4 gigs for the updates. Actually, not unless you want to earn trophies, but play all of Resistance. It's fantastic. You love it. I wish the collection came out. Like, imagine if there was a collection, man. Like, they put it out there with the reinvigorated online.
I doubt that.
Dude, I know that, but it's
like, no, like I do believe. I do believe like there is a likely chance of them doing a collection at some point, but like if they would, I highly doubt they would bother to redo the online play.
I know, because that'll be a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I remember playing the first Resistance with you a little bit online.
Yeah.
We played Resistance 2, and then we played. Well, you didn't play like competitive Resistance 3 multiplayer, but we played the co-op.
We played the co-op in 3.
Such a fantastic franchise. I miss it dearly. Gosh, Resistance 3 came out, what, 2011?
I think so.
Oh, almost 5 years ago. Jeez. Wow. Yeah, that was a fantastic game.
But you don't want first-person shooters on PS4, so...
Not that I said that I don't want them, but
You were just
I mean,
saying 5 minutes ago that there's plenty of first-person shooters on PS4, and here you
it's,
are clamoring for one.
it's because it's a different one. It's like it falls in that realm of like id. It's not just another. It's just not another one. It's just not
Yeah,
another.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's a unique first-person shooter.
Yeah, it's a very unique person. You know this. You
Yeah,
played the
I
trilogy.
know. I'm
And
just
you know a generic shooter from a special one.
yeah,
So there you go.
yeah. There you go. But kind of like backtracking just a slight bit back to the Assassin's Creed thing. Some people are pointing out too, though, like it would be neat though just to get an Assassin's Creed 1 remaster because the first one never had trophies. So it'd be just like,
I get. I mean, you really bring back those 2007 games to get trophies. Call of
yeah.
Duty now. Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed,
Eh.
Modern Warfare. I wouldn't go back to Assassin's Creed 1 because I still don't like Assassin's Creed 1.
No, absolutely not. There's no chance. So, like, maybe there's no point in actually just clamoring for any of this. All we need is Rogue.
Just give me the Rogue. I just want to try out Rogue. I want
Give
to do
me that
pirate
Rogue.
stuff. Do the pirate stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, speaking of trophies.
Ding.
Oh boy.
So it's trophies.
So a certain game came out this week. A
Oh,
remaster, by the way.
yeah.
Resident Evil 4 remaster came out this week.
It did.
And lo and behold, to my surprise, I haven't bought the game yet.
Oh,
But looking up that because I looked up the trophy list first.
it's not like the
Now, like what happened
Monsters
War of
game.
the Monsters, I just bought it.
You were pissed with that.
I bought it as I was downloading it. As I was downloading it, I said, let me check out the trophies. Let me see what I need to do to get the platinum. And there's no platinum in War of the Monsters. And I'm like, what?
Oh, I thought it was like when you went to go sync it up and you went to go check. Oh, I guess you were like, you bought it already.
No, I bought it and it was downloading. And as it was downloading, I looked it up like, let me see what I gotta do to get the platinum in this game. And there's no platinum in War of the Monsters. I was like, what?
Yeah, but now here's my argument to you. Did you even bother to 100% it?
No.
You would have not gotten the platinum.
I would have got the platinum if there was a platinum.
Oh,
But
so
there was no platinum.
Give you more incentive.
Yeah, there was no extra incentive to do that. If there was a platinum, I would have 100% got the platinum. But since there's no platinum, it's just, oh, well, you got 100%, whoop-de-dee. Here's 10 trophies on your account.
Whoop-de-dee.
So Resident Evil 4 came out this week, and I looked up I didn't buy it, I just looked up the trophies. And it is the exact same trophy list from the PS3 version. And there's only 10 trophies and no goddamn platinum.
What I tell you, like, well, not that I was assuming to be right, but like, what I tell you, like, what if I like hypothetically said, like, what if they just took the same trophy list?
I mean, we've talked about it so much here on this show. Just like 2 weeks ago, we were saying that, like, we said Resident Evil 4 needs to have a platinum, right? They're not going to short us again, right?
And the fact that it has a physical release.
Yeah, and a physical release. You'd think they would just put a little more effort and actually do a real trophy list this time, right?
That shows that they did nothing. They didn't do anything.
I mean, they upped the frame rate, and it's 1080p, and it's like 60 frames per second. I don't know if it's... They just said higher frame rate. They didn't exactly say 60 frames per second.
They did. That means they didn't even bother to go like check, like do the testing for like new achievements or trophies. They literally put in the same one.
Same ones, and it's just like, and it sucks too because I went to Best Buy today and I saw the physical box for Resident Evil 4 PS4, and I'm just like, I want it. Like, I do want to play it. It's just so disappointing that there's no platinum in it. It just makes it feel, like I said, I mean, it makes it feel cheap. It makes it feel like they didn't bother to really put any
that's
extra
what I'm
effort
telling
into
you.
it.
No, it doesn't surprise me, dude, because they barely put any effort into the PS3 one.
You know, I mean, Resident Evil 4 is still a great game. Like,
I
love
fantastic game. Yeah, one of the best games ever made.
Yeah, it's one of the best games, and like I said, I never get tired of playing it. I do want to just play it again, but now I'm just more hesitant because I feel like there is a lack of effort because there's no platinum trophy and just this, and it's just kind of like, and I'm just like, I want it, but I don't know anymore.
No, it's just like it's satisfying. I mean, unless you want to play it with a DualShock 4 controller, which is great, but I mean.
Well, that's the thing about Resident Evil 4. Like, do you remember the control scheme? Because the control scheme is not what you think it is if you haven't played it in a while.
I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, like, a couple of months back, I think my brother was playing the PS2 version, or he was playing some version of it, and it was set to the original control scheme, and it's ridiculous compared to what we're used to today. You press R1 to aim, you press square to shoot, and you press like X to reload. And I'm like, what? And it's just so weird. Like, you're just not used to those controls. You're used to just, R1 aim, L1 shoot, you know? So it's really weird. Like, the controls, like, I just completely forgot that this is how I played this game.
Yeah.
You know? But that's because it was a GameCube game. It had to fit the GameCube controller.
Well, yeah, I mean, the reason why I forget is because I even forget the GameCube controller layout, so don't hurt me.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, what I just described fits the GameCube controller layout, because they only had the GameCube only had those big triggers in the front, so it made sense to hold one down to aim, and then hit the big, like, green button or something to shoot, you know? Like, that made sense on GameCube, you know? And then when they're trying to do a similar control scheme for the PS2 version, it just felt a little weird, you know, because it's just not what we used to in third-person shooters now on controllers. So, Resident Evil 4, I mean, I'm still probably going to get it eventually, but now it's like, well, we'll see if it goes on sale, you know, which you probably will. Yeah. I mean, I still need to get Inside, you know. Inside came out last week. Since I have the 4-day off, maybe I'll get it tomorrow night. I'll see. Try to play that. But yeah, I mean, it's just disappointing, though, the whole trophy thing with Resident Evil. I'm just like, why?
I mean, what's that saying? It's just, it sucks. But I guess, but Xbox One probably just has the same one too, so they get their 1,000 total. So lucky them.
Lucky them.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah. What else do we have?
It's unfortunate. Speaking of things we already know, I guess, or thought was going to happen, it was announced shortly before I started this podcast. Sony Pictures, the movie company, their movie division or whatever, has taken the Uncharted movie off their release schedule.
Oh,
so it is not coming out June 2017. Something we talked about here on the podcast, that there's no way in hell this movie is coming out June 2017 in its current condition.
With no cast, no director.
No cast, no director. They got a writer. They got a new writer. Currently penning a script, but no director, no cast, no nothing other than a writer. So yeah, there was no way in hell they were going to pull this off and get this out for next summer. No new release date. It's just off the calendar until they can figure this out. 2020.
So then by then it would have been like 4 years by the time Uncharted 4 came out. I mean, so talk about striking while the iron's hot.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, Uncharted has a legacy, so I mean, I guess it's fine. You know, people remember it either way. But, you know, I mean, how awesome would it have been if we got an Assassin's Creed movie while the series is not plateauing? You know, I mean, because it is. And then Uncharted, I mean, you know, it went off in the best note that it could have possibly ever had. And now this movie, I just hope doesn't tarnish the brand.
I mean, yeah, but this is something where you talked about, like, Uncharted is different. They've been trying to get the Uncharted movie going since, like, Uncharted 2, I think.
Yeah, ever since Uncharted. Well, I mean,
it was somewhere like
even somewhere in the ramblings even after the first game's release.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere in between the first and second game is when we started hearing about a movie, and it's just one of those things where like that movie was just in development hell, you know. That's why it's just not coming out anytime soon. The other ones is just different, you know. Like we talked about this a couple, like maybe a month or two ago. We talked about like Angry Birds, like why the movie came out this year, even though the game hasn't been really popular in years. You know?
Plateauing too.
But that was a different situation because it's an animated movie. They take longer to make, you know. So it's just one of those things where, like, yeah, they started it when it was really popular. It's just by the time the movie was done, it's just been years. And
I think, like, with all the games that even come out, they could have fast tracked that maybe a little bit better. But I mean, it didn't matter. It was successful, and there's going to be another one. But
yeah, they're doing the sequel.
They're doing a sequel, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things.
Well, with Uncharted, it's just distressing. It's just very concerning that, you know, Sony has jumbled around so many release windows for this movie. And, you know, I just hope that whatever script comes out of this person, I don't remember who is it that, like,
the guy who directed The Grey, whatever his name is.
That's right, because, yeah, the other day, you had, like, all the Uncharted voice actors, like, give him lines of encouragement to him on Twitter. So
You
yeah,
got this,
like
man.
come on, you got this, man. Get Uncharted. Hashtag Uncharted.
Brent Dalton, yeah. For
You're
Drake.
almost making me think that somehow you guys are playing a part in this movie. But yeah, I know, right? Champion him. But it's just I mean, if this script just isn't simply good and the film keeps getting pushed back, then, I guess it's just the common knowledge of what people think in the first place. That, Uncharted has filled in that void of cinematic storytelling in games so well that we don't need a feature film. But,
Yeah.
but I mean, as a film person, I mean, I would love to see Uncharted adapted in some way to the big screen. But
I mean,
as also the gamer in me too, I don't want it to tarnish Uncharted's legacy with a shitty movie. So I don't know. It's difficult to tell. But once the talent comes together, or we get to see what's going to happen, then I'll give it a shot. But right now, it's just a little concerning.
Just keep Mark Wahlberg away.
I mean, the fact I don't think he's going to be touching this.
Like, he's still in denial. Like, he still thinks he's playing Drake.
Just, I mean,
it's not that I don't like. It's not that I don't like him. I just don't like him for Drake. So I want to clarify that.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, he's saving people in like oil plants and doing all sorts of crazy stuff on the screen. But him as Nathan Drake,
no.
I mean, certainly he's an action star. Let's not deny that. But
he just
him to fit that persona of Drake. I mean, come on. You can like go watch all the other action movies Mark Wahlberg has been in, and just that it doesn't really fit all that well. I mean, at first I was like somewhat optimistic, but then actually considering his body of work, that I don't think it would actually match Drake's personality all that well. Yeah. So, I mean, we
See, here's the thing though, like they were so close to doing that David O. Russell version. Like it was like that was like it was it. Like they were going to make it.
I think that was the closest they ever got because
that was the closest they got. Like they were,
I don't think necessarily they were gonna like fully make it. I just think they had more pieces together at that point.
Yeah, they had the director and writer because he was going to write and direct it, and they already had a cast lined up, and they were like basically going into pre-production. But then like the details leaked out, and then like everybody was like, "No, this sounds like some BS. Don't do this." This. And it was weird because like that was like the one time Sony actually listened to the fan reaction before making the movie.
Yeah.
Like, because Sony's put out other movies that people were complaining as it was being made, and Sony had said, "Nah, screw you guys. We'll make it. You'll like it," and then we don't when it comes out. But no, like it was weird. Uncharted was the one movie where like they actually saw the reaction to it online even before they started, and they were just like, "No, this isn't going to work," and they shut down production because it was weird. David Russell was going to write and direct it. Mark Wahlberg was going to be Drake. Robert De Niro was going to be Sully. Joe Pesci was going to be somebody.
Joe Pesci.
Like he was going to come out of retirement and be some random character.
Yeah, I wonder what Joe Pesci would have been. Yeah.
No, like he would have been like a new character. I don't think he would have been like an established character. They didn't have Atlanta cast, I don't think.
If anything, it's difficult to also know like what Uncharted story they would adapt. I mean, if this is going to be an adaptation,
they said it was going to be Drake's Fortune. They were going to adapt the first game. They said, like, I remember reading the interview with David Russell. He says, yeah, we're going to adapt the first game, but we're going to spend more time before they get to the island. That was his thing. Like, we're going to have more time getting to know the characters before they get to the island. And then the problem...
And then you already know what happens because
you know what happens when they finally get to the island. It's like, okay. But like, the big problem, too, of the movie was, like, he said, like, oh, in my version, we're going to really, focus on the family aspect, like a family of fortune hunters, like, going around, like, looking for stuff, like, emphasize, Drake and Sully, and then like whoever Joe Pesci is going to be like the brother of Sully or somebody that's like closer to where it's like a family type thing. Which is weird because the family aspect is important in the Uncharted games, but it's different. It's like dysfunctional almost because once we find out
they're not related. They're not. The relationship is different. It's not. It grows as Drake's fortune happens, not before. That's the thing that tarnishes like the whole thing because as we get to know and love the characters from the beginning of Drake's fortune, from the beginning of that boat scene all the way to 4. That's where like that grew, not beforehand. I think that's where it would have gotten out of hand if that were to happen.
Well, that's what they said though. They wanted to focus more time on that developing before they get to the island. But
Yeah.
the thing is,
It's
though, like,
fascinating to know.
but like, it kind of hinted though we were gonna see some of Drake's family, which would have been wrong because we know, like, in the games, like once we get to part 3 in the games, we find out Drake really doesn't have like a family, outside like a real family.
Yeah, so it would have
And then
messed up.
part 4, he has a brother that he never mentioned.
Ooh. Come out of nowhere.
Come out of nowhere, like, why weren't you mentioned in Uncharted 3?
We could just make you up.
We can make him up. It doesn't matter you weren't in the folder the bad guy had in Uncharted 3. No, it's all good.
No good at all.
Slight plot hole in Uncharted 4, okay? Sorry.
It's just fascinating because, I mean, I like most of David O. Russell's movies, but, like, his take on Uncharted sounds ridiculous. I don't think it would have panned out as well.
It would have been nominated for so many Oscars, though, because the Oscars
Possibly
love David O. Russell.
Possibly. I mean, if it was a really trashy movie, then I don't think they would even accept it. But so I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't really, that kind of take on Uncharted doesn't really understand Uncharted. But even though that, I mean, we'll keep in mind that all that was a brewing even before like 3 and 4 came out. So, times for Uncharted were a little different. Not everything else was established. So I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. Uncharted, the movie.
One day will happen.
One day it will happen.
We'll talk about it on the show.
Yeah. But speaking of shows inspired by movies and whatnot,
this could be based.
I'm gonna throw something in your face because you didn't. We talked about this off air, and you kind of brushed it off and denied it, and I'm going to reaffirm it for you right here. The creators of the show Stranger Things,
yes,
did an interview this week.
Fantastic show.
Yes, good show on Netflix. They did an interview this week, and somebody asked them, like, what were some of your influences for the show? And they named some games that influenced them.
What I deny of this? Wait,
I'm getting there.
Oh, Last of Us?
Yeah. So they said, what games inspired you to make the show? And they said 2 games that inspired them was Silent Hill and The Last of Us.
I mean, that one, yeah, when you told me, I was like, I was hesitant, yes, but I wasn't like full on, no.
Yeah. So my point is I'll be vague. There is a creature in Stranger Things, if you haven't seen it, but there is a creature in Stranger Things, and it does look very similar to a clicker. That's what I said after watching the show, and I told you about that off air. And you were kind of like I said, you didn't full on deny it, but you kind of brushed it off like, I don't. And
then when you had the game directors point it out.
Yeah, even the game directors, the guys who made Last of Us, pointed it out while watching it, like, that kind of looks like a clicker. And then now,
that's where it was kind of growing.
Yeah, and now the creators admitting that they were inspired by Last of Us, and then people in the comments were saying, yeah, the clicker, So, yeah, I was right. And Naughty Dog was right. And everyone was right. It does look like a clicker.
Well, I also don't want people to also not forget, also the Until Dawn sort of references, not references, but like Until Dawn similarities, and also Under the Skin too. So let's not forget about those. Even though Under the Skin was a fairly recent movie, so
it's super inspired them. Like, what?
Yeah, at least you get a kid-friendly version.
Yeah,
a PG-13 version.
Well,
so
I don't know. Like, Netflix is weird. They're like, we make PG-16 shows or 15 shows. That's how they like to describe it. That's how they describe Daredevil. Like, is Daredevil PG-13 or R? And they're like, we like to think of it more as like PG-15.
Well, I mean, technically, like, Stranger Things is like TV-14. So.
Yeah, it's technically TV-14, but like, it feels more like.
And that was the thing I always told them. So thank God it wasn't TVMA. It's not like I needed at that time because I was watching so much TVMA stuff. Like I was like, thank goodness Stranger Things is a TVMA because I don't need another like curse filled.
Well, there was some cursing in that show. No F words.
Well, not like no F, but you know what I mean. Not F bombs every couple sentences or like nudity or like sex and all that.
Well,
I mean,
all that was there, just not like graphically.
Yeah, not graphically. You know what I mean.
That's what I mean. Like, the show was a great middle ground where it wasn't full-on TVMA, but it wasn't, like, full-on, like, family show. You
Yeah.
know, it's that middle ground, that TV 15 or PG 15, whatever the hell they like to call it.
Yeah, and that's what I need at the time because like so many other shows like I had been watching have been like MA and just like totally just off the wall, off the chain, which is fine, which is great. But I don't know. I feel like every once in a while you need a break from that, and Stranger Things was definitely that break.
Yeah, season 2's coming next year.
It's coming. Exciting times. They don't want those kids to grow any older, as you said.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. That's why they need to hurry and do season 2 if they don't want the kids to get older. But we'll see how that goes.
I mean, they don't have to accelerate the aging or anything. They're not Poison Ivy from Gotham. Oh,
oh boy.
I can't wait till we get Poison Ivy in the DC cinematic universe.
Do you really? Do you can you honestly tell me you're excited for anything in the DC universe right now?
Oh, I mean, other than the Poison Ivy in the DC cinematic universe, no. I mean, the other day you were telling me about Justice League Dark. Who gives a shit? Justice League Dark. How are you gonna? I don't even care about the regular Justice League right now. So how you make me care about Dark?
I mean, that was like something I read the other day. It was like in the comments. They're like, some guy was saying about like movies he's excited for next year, and he didn't list Justice League, and the guy replied saying, "Aren't you excited for Justice League?" And the guy replied back, I can't be. I would have to have." He said, "I would have to have hope first before I can get excited for it." So.
Ooh. Yeah. Sore subject.
There's your DC slam for the week.
But I do want Poison Ivy in the DC cinematic universe.
Yeah, they'll get a fantastic actress and it'll be wasted.
Yeah, I know.
The role.
I don't know who should play. I mean, I brainstormed that for the longest time. I don't know. Maybe knowing just maybe the colors Poison Ivy. Well, it doesn't matter. She's green. I don't know.
She has to be redheaded.
Hulk. Oh, you don't want to go down that one either.
Yeah, let's not go down that road.
No, not that one either. I'm like imagining driving a car. Let's take the different road.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go to a different fork.
Yeah.
Let's go to a different fork, different exit.
Anyway, speaking of getting lost, let's talk about a certain game.
Do get lost a lot.
Let's talk about a certain game that's I don't know what's up with this game anymore.
Oh no! What's
Drawn to Death?
Oh no!
So I've talked about Drawn to Death many times on the show. I have the game. It's downloaded on my PS4. It's considered limited. It's considered the limited access version. I'm one of few people who have it. I can play it. I can play it with people. I can earn trophies. Is the game out? No, it is not. The game is not out publicly to anyone yet. It's just, it's supposed to be free to play and everything. Well, here's the thing. Here's the newest update on this game. So, in the game, I have the limited access version, and as I'm playing it, it's free to play. So there's microtransactions. You can buy, I think they're called rubies. And when you buy rubies, you can use them to, unlock stuff in the game, like characters, weapons, whatnot, whatever. While you're in limited access version, you do actually pay for it, like with real money. But they promise, though, whatever, like let's say you buy 100 rubies now, when the full like public version comes out, they will pay you back in rubies. Like if you bought 100 while playing the closed beta, they'll give you 150 on top of whatever you have.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I bought 100, spend them all, whatever. Or if I spend like 50 and have 50 left, they'll give me 150 out of 200 now. They re-updated it this week where now instead of getting 150, so that means if you spent, like let's say you spent $10 on the game, like just through microtransactions, when the full version comes out, you're going to get $15 back in cash or whatever credit on your account that you can spend on anything, like not like in the whole PlayStation Store, not just on Drawn to Death.
Mm-hmm.
Which some people are pointing out, like, yeah, that's nice, but it also kind of feels like less confidence because now you're basically saying, here's your money back, go spend it on something else.
Oh.
Instead of like, encouraging you to continue putting money and unlocks in this game.
Right.
Because I mean, we still have no idea what's going on with this game. Like, when's the public version coming out? Is it going to support, because I haven't run the limited version in a while, so I don't know if they've like updated to put more content in, because a lot of things are still locked out, like certain maps and characters and stuff, and I don't know if they're just locked to be locked or if they're locked because of the microtransactions.
Right.
So I mean, it's crazy. Like I just don't know. We're not getting updates for this, and I don't know if it's going to be another. What's that other game? Tomorrow Children, where it's just going to be kind of like just random, like, oh, hey, next week you can start buying it. Buy it. You have a founder pack, and then in a couple months we'll do a free to play version, and just be all complicated and just like I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed like you kind of summed it up all there because ever since Toronto's unveiling, we spoke high praises of it for being original and being one of the most most original idea in a long time.
Yeah, super
for
unique.
a game, super unique, incredibly unique. But I don't know. I feel like the rollout for this game has been kind of a mistake. Now getting it in people's hands early is great and all, but at the same time, it seems like this has just been kind of just staying at the same state forever. And I feel like across the internet, this game has kind of had the reputation of being just kind of just there and just not really making an impact that it could have. So I don't know. I mean, whether it's Sony's fault or Eat, Sleep, Play, correct? Right? No,
it's his new studio, not Eat, Sleep, Play. That one closed down, and now Haunted Bureau or something like that. That really long title.
It's an IB something. Damn it! I don't forget it. Next David Jaffe studio is closed down. So it's just rather unfortunate because I mean you spoke good praise of this game, right? Like it's good.
Like it's like fun. Like I love the art style. I love the way it's set up, and it's fun. Like it's just a fun third person shooter, and it is just weird that there's just no real info on this, and it's just kind of like plans for it,
Yeah, it doesn't seem Sony has any kind of clear goal with it. I mean, I don't know if it's indication with any sort of response that this early release sort of had with people. I don't know if people really didn't like it, or if there was something wrong with it, or just wasn't hitting. So I don't know. It's difficult to tell. All sorts of factors can come into play for that, but it's unfortunate, really. Yeah. To get.
And like I said, it just seems weird that. Yeah. And it just seems weird too, like I said, with this new update that they're basically refunding everybody who's putting money into it. You're not keeping the game going because you're not encouraging them to keep buying more stuff in the game by giving in-game currency. You're giving real money back for them to just spend wherever. So it kind of just feels like I don't even know. Like, could it be possible this game just get canceled? Like, just that's it? Like,
yes, yeah, it could.
Which would be weird because that means I would have some like super rare trophies because like.
I mean that's happened before somewhat where a game kind of had. I don't know if that's ever happened.
Because it's weird because like I can play it and earn trophies, so like I don't have 100%, but in theory somebody could get 100% of these trophies, and the game's not even like officially out yet.
Yeah.
And like that'd be crazy if this game like got canceled and just said it's never getting public release because there's just not enough interest or it's just not coming together, on some end. And that'd be weird for me because it's like I have it, I've played it, and I got trophies, so it's kind of like, well, this is some rare experience that I got,
Yeah. It's tricky, especially with the refund thing that you talk about, if that's concerning or not, because due to the fact that it's not fully released, so it's hard to tell if that is concerning. I mean, it's interesting that you can already buy things for a game that's like in a pre-release state.
But I mean, that was always the thing. They said like, yeah, you're spending real money, but we're going to give it to you back. Well, at first, like I said, they're going to give it to you back in-game currency, and we'll like do 150% of what you spent. And now it's just straight up like, no, you're getting all your money back, like actual money back.
All my monies.
And then you're getting more. You're getting more than what you put into it.
Interesting. I just don't know. I haven't really followed this, so I don't really know how the logistics of that would work.
There's nothing to follow. There's no updates. There's no news. There's no nothing on this game.
There's no nothing. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what gets me like uninterested in this game as time goes on because there's nothing. Nothing.
Nothing, man.
There's nothing.
All right.
So
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
it's unfortunate. David Shafty's getting shafted again.
Oh boy. Anyway, speaking of games, we got one more topic.
One more. What else?
We'll use this to end out the show.
Okay.
Because I mentioned it. I mentioned it early in the show, and I said we're going to come back to it, and here it is. So I want to talk about The Division.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on with this game?
It's kind of all over the place.
It is all over the freaking place. So let's how we break this down. So the game had this it had massive hype at one point. It was kind of like the Watch Dogs situation.
Oh my gosh! Well, hell yeah! Like especially the first thing, the E3
like
and everything.
The first announcement of it, there was this massive hype for the Division. Same thing with Watch Dogs. Massive hype was announced, but it kept getting pushed back and delayed, and the hype was going less.
As time went on,
hype was going less and less and less. But then ultimately the game came out. It had a really successful launch. Sales wise,
very successful launch for Ubisoft.
Super successful launch. Reviews were kind of and then the player base dropped after launch.
Significantly. I mean that one's to be expected. I mean, as always, but this was a pretty big drop.
Yeah, it's a pretty big drop. And here's the thing, like because I talked about it on here, I like The Division. Like I thought the cover system was great. It was just fun to play with friends and stuff. The reason I didn't play it more was because, like I've already explained in great detail, was that basically my friends were getting so far ahead of me level-wise that I couldn't keep up with them. And it discouraged me from playing because I didn't want to play by myself and I didn't want to play with strangers. I wanted to play with my friends, and the game just did not encourage that if they were like way too high a level. So I didn't play it. I basically stopped playing it after a month or two because everybody was just really high up. They hit their level cap. They didn't want to play anymore. So I knew by the time I hit level cap, I would still have no one to play with because they'd be done playing it. So I just stopped playing after 2 months, and then, I still kind of read, what's up with the game since then, and it's just a mess. They said this game right now, because basically once you hit level cap, you have to do missions to get I forget what it's called, like Phoenix credit or something like that, so you can buy new gear and all that. For the longest time, the daily missions weren't giving out the credit to anybody, so no one was getting credit. No one was getting the points to actually buy new weapons and stuff. So there's no progression once you hit level cap, and they kept putting out updates to fix it, and it wouldn't fix it. They still weren't getting their credits. The games were still crashing. People were reporting crashing. People were reporting level because there's so many updates and stuff to kind of fix all these things.
It's like a big old list of things that still need to...
and they're not putting out updates regularly. They keep saying we're still working on because they do massive updates. They don't do little weekly updates. They just do one big massive update every month or so, and they're still developing updates, and it's crazy, and it's just and then they announced last week or so that all the DLC has been delayed because they want to focus on fixing the main game before they put out more of this DLC.
Oh, God, that game has a season pass, right?
Yeah, there's season pass. People bought the season pass. So if you have season pass, your content's already getting delayed. Then if you're on PlayStation, you still get that extra delay because they got that 1 month thing on Xbox. So whenever it comes back, so when it comes back on schedule, you still have to wait because the Xbox got to get it first. So it's pretty crazy. And here's how crazy it's getting. This is the main news point that made me want to bring this up. So, the DLC got delayed, but they also announced this week that Ubisoft, or last week, they announced that Ubisoft they said, we want your player feedback. We want actual people to come in, play our new update versions, like our 1.4, 1.5, whatever. Come in, play it, and give us your feedback, because they want to fix this game. They want your feedback so bad that they did an open form you can fill out, and if you get selected, you get a free trip to Sweden.
Oh!
They will fly you to Sweden. They will pay to fly you out, pay for your hotel, pay for your food to stay out there in Sweden for 3 days and play their Division updates and give them your feedback.
I mean, you probably need to be an well, in order to do that, you probably got to be an avid Division player. You really. Well, I don't think you need to be average Joe.
Well, they said they didn't.
Can't be me.
No, they said it doesn't. They said they're not looking for YouTube stars or people who already work at like IGN or something. Like
No, I don't talk about like any big people. I'm talking about just like average Joes that play a lot of Destiny. I mean, not not Destiny. That play a lot of Division. Sorry.
Well, I filled out the form. I was like, sure, why not? I mean, if I get picked, great.
What about school? You're like, oh, forget school.
It's a 3-day. It's a 3-day paid vacation to Sweden. It's worth it. All right. So I filled out the form, and like one of the questions they ask is like, have you played the Division? I'm like, yes. It's like, how long have you played the Division? And then like they do a really broad thing, like 1 to 50 hours, 100 to 200 hours, 200 to 300 hours, and I'm like,
well, I mean, for a game like that, I think they would expect
I clicked 1 to 50. I clicked 1 to 50. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to click 1 to 50, and they're like, all right. They're like, next question. When was the last time you played the Division? I'm like, what month is it? I'm like,
we're in September now.
When they game came out, March, probably like maybe May. Like I think May. Just type that in. I'm like, yep. And then they're like, why did you stop playing? That was the next question. I'm like, well, because my friends stopped playing, and then I didn't feel like playing by myself, and blah blah blah. I typed all that out, and they're like, why should we pick you? And I'm like, because I'm one of the players that actually lost interest. So you need me to tell you what can bring people back.
Now, at first I was only going to say like, oh, Ubisoft's only going to look for the people that only played it for like hundreds and hundreds of hours. I think what Ubisoft wants to find is those kind of people, and people like you, and like maybe just people that totally just lost interest completely. So I think that's the kind of audience that Ubisoft wants to find, like one of each.
Mm-hmm.
But this is very distressing and concerning because like I don't really follow the Division really, and I haven't played a minute of it, so like I won't even give my take on the game. But like this draws parallels to Destiny in some way, but I give Destiny a lot of shit.
Well,
at least Destiny rolled out its updates and fulfilled its promises of getting better. While the Division seems like it's having a hard time even trying to do that.
Well, no, the difference is like Destiny was never a broken game. It was just it's just if you like it or not.
Yeah. Oh, remember that day one?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't forget that day one. I mean, it was remarkably like it worked back in 2014. I mean, as much shit I give Destiny, I mean, that day one experience was still like remarkable, like in terms of like the amount of people that went in that day, and like we were able to play no problem and all that.
Destiny was never a broken game. Division, on the other hand, is a broken game. Like they are having some real serious problems with it.
Like especially when you have like fundamental issues that are not
fundamental issues with the game. A lot of exploits are popping up. A lot of problems with currency popping up in the game, and like and all these little errors, and then people are dropping out, and then they're like, well, shit, we still got DLC to put out. We need people to keep playing, and they can buy the DLC and keep it going, but we still need to get all these other things fixed. So it's just like, and like Ubisoft doesn't want to give up on this franchise. Like they want this to be a thing, like so bad. Because like I said, like we talked about this early in the episode, they want to cover each kind of genre, and Division is that MMO thing they want to get in on,
Because the sales started off strong, and then it plateaued significantly. It's just that's hard. That's also a very hard one too. Mm-hmm. Very difficult episode of PSBS here. Very difficult. All these games are difficult to
analyze. And I mean, I know Ubisoft doesn't want to just fall back and say, "Oh, well, the Division 2 will be amazing." Like we're gonna, Oh,
jeez, come on!
Like,
I don't want.
Yeah, you don't want to like fall on the sequel. We don't want to be like, "Well, the sequel will be better." Like we learned. Like so that's what they're gonna tell.
Well, I mean, how many people are gonna come back for that? Then if they
that's the thing though. Like you can't just do the whole PR thing and just be like, "Whoa, we've learned and taken new experiences, and we're gonna make sure the Division 2 is the best game it can be," and then be like, "Sure, Watch Dogs," where the Watch Dogs came out and it was just all right. It's kind of like, lukewarm response.
Yeah,
but now the second one here, and it's like, look at all this cool new stuff. Like, look at this. That
doesn't make me curious. Like how many people will come back.
Yeah, to watch.
I don't know. Too. Yeah. That's interesting if they can like get that Assassin's Creed effect, because we talk about that all the time, Assassin's Creed effect, at least for the actual game, but in terms of sales numbers, I wonder where that's going to lie.
Yeah.
I mean, Watch Dogs 2 comes out in a crowded holiday season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, November sales can help it too, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. But for the division, it's very unfortunate.
Mm.
I remember hearing all sorts of ramblings of like the game, a list of things that's wrong with the game. So it's very unfortunate. Must be a lot of work to do that, but I mean, it goes to show that's why I draw parallels with Destiny because yes, Destiny was not broken. It didn't have fundamental things broken, but I think I'm just talking like in terms of like overall support for it. That
Mm.
Activision and Bungie had those resources to get those updates rolling out like on a consistent basis. While it seems like Ubisoft is not able to do that because on top of adding support to the game, they also need to fix the core elements of the game. I mean, and let's not forget. I mean, there were some fundamental like issues with Destiny that weren't necessarily technical. It was just very gameplay loop wise that things that need to be fixed, especially with loot and all that stuff. But with the Division, it seems like another beast, unfortunately. So it seems like that's going to require even more work. So it's distressing, especially for people who are fans of the game.
Yeah. But Ubisoft is hosting this thing in Sweden from September 7th through the 9th. So if I'm not here next week,
God, geez, wow, you're taking your little Division trip. Maybe you could give us the PSBS all the way from Sweden.
Yeah, like I'll hook up my thing and just be like, I don't know if they give you a non-disclosure agreement while you're out there. Just be like, I don't know if you can talk about all this.
Yeah, because like I said, even though I was originally going to crush your dreams because it's saying that you haven't played Division all that much, but like I said, maybe they want different audiences. They want different people to represent the different audiences of the Division. Yeah. They don't want just the nerds that play it for
because obviously the hardcore people don't mind whatever's wrong with the game because they're playing it for over 100 hours.
Well, yeah, but I feel like those kind of people, they know it in and out, and they would tell you what's wrong. I'm sure Ubisoft's gonna pick one of those people, guaranteed.
Oh yeah,
they will.
Yeah, but like I said, I feel like they also would need to pick, like I said, people like me who checked off the 1 to 50 hour box because they want to know why did I stop playing it.
Yes, exactly. Or the people that just are not interested, or maybe someone that hasn't even played it before.
But the problem is 1 to 50 hours is a very big window, though.
It is.
Like if you played it for 1 or 2 hours, maybe you rented it from the Red Box for a day, and you're like, I don't care for this, brought it back, and then like you can still play it for 50 hours. I mean, there's games that I love and I still haven't played for 50 hours. But
I feel like for a game, I mean, let's not forget, like, what was the average amount of time? Okay, sorry for Destiny, but like the average amount of like playtime for Destiny was like 75, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's probably what I put into it.
Yeah, so like for a game like The Division, not talking about like a single player game or like an open world game, but like a game like that, I'm pretty sure you put it more than 50 usually. I don't know for people. I don't know. I don't think The Division ever put out stats like that. What Destiny did.
No, I mean realistically, I think I probably put around maybe 20 hours in The Division.
Yeah, you know what? For a game like The Division, I wonder what the actual like player average was. I would think around like 20 for that game. I don't think it was like Destiny's a staggering 75.
Yeah, I mean, but that does sound right. Like Destiny, I think I probably put around 75 hours, maybe more. But Division, 20 hours sounds about right for like what I probably put into it.
Yeah, yes. Godspeed, Ubisoft.
I mean, they're trying. They don't want to give up on this game.
No, they definitely are trying. I mean, I don't know. This sounds like the last straw kind of to actually send people out. I mean, don't you guys have QA teams? But it's whatever.
It's going to be like Silicon Valley when they get those people in the room and they ask them like questions.
Yes,
like, how do you feel? I don't get it.
There's somebody falling off a chair and Ubisoft. Whoa.
No, just somebody sitting there like, it just sucks.
It just sucks. Oh, the focus test people. Yeah,
the focus test. When things like he's using the Huli phone, and like it just sucks. It's just not good.
And then they talk it from the other screen, like, "Whoa, what do you mean it sucks?
How bad is it? Is it Zune bad?"
But what if the Division's too complex for our time?
That's what I mean. That's the other episode when they come back to it. They're like, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
You don't get it. What if, the Division's just too complex?
The head guy from the developer is gonna like bust in through the wall, bust in through the back door, and like come in and explain it with a chalkboard or whatever.
like why things are broken. Like
Why is it broken?
for a reason.
Broken for a reason.
It's broken for a reason.
You just don't get it, man. Oh, that's gonna be Ubisoft's next thing. They're gonna host seminars around the country for the Division. Like, hey,
they might as well at local universities or community colleges or something. Like, just
bring it.
Like, it's not even an official college course. It's just like they write out these classrooms for a little bit and get like PS4s and Xbox One. Well, actually, it would just be Xbox Ones because they sponsor it, and you would just be playing the Division.
Like, this game's been out for almost a year, and they have to go out and do these little
promotion
seminars. Again.
Yeah,
do these little seminar things. They'd be like, "This is the Division." Like, yeah, I played it a year ago. Yeah, but how long has it been since you played it? A year. Well, there you go. That's why we're here.
Because it's strange. Because like, if we were to ever see a foreseeable, maybe possibly a Division sequel, then odds are it wouldn't land until like 2018.
Yeah.
At the earliest.
Earliest.
Man. Or late 2018. Because if this game has been so fundamentally broken, then they need to rethink every asset like they did with the original Watch Dogs. Not saying that Watch Dogs was broken, but everything had to be reimagined for Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah. That's we talk about it. Yeah, because Ubisoft really does show with their sequels that they do take player feedback into consideration.
Of course, yeah.
Hugely disaster-free 1 to 2. What we're seeing with Watch Dogs from 1 to 2, it's a big leap. They really are taking in the kind of player feedback there. So
Assassin's Creed can be a little weird.
Well, I mean, just strictly from 1 to 2. Like, that was a huge leap from 1 to 2. Like, as far as just what the games were, Yeah,
and what the precedent for this franchise would be.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah. Lots of Ubisoft stuff this week.
Yeah, it was a lot of Ubisoft stuff.
Lots of us trying to figure out what's up with these games.
They're a big publisher, and I hope for the best of these games. Even though it's good that I didn't want to put my own opinion on the Division because I haven't played it. Because it's only one thing that irritates me is people saying things about games that they haven't played. But the Division, it seemed like a really neat game, but it's unfortunate that's not seeking its full potential that it once did when we first saw its unveiling. Mm-hmm. Probably will go down in one of the disappointments in 2016, unfortunately. Yeah. It seems like. So that's rather unfortunate. Sad. It sold a lot.
Were you about to say that's rather disappointing? Try not to say disappointing twice.
Yeah. That's how I feel about the whole situation. It's just it's making me say things crazy, and it's making just as crazy as playing the game.
Crazy edges.
Possibly.
But anyway, we're about the hour 20-minute mark, so time to wrap this up. This has been the PSBS Baseball Podcast, episode 74.
Yeah, 74. I can't confirm.
I'm your host, Code TPS, and Buzz with Coach here is
Andrew Arenas, Double List. Everyone have a fantastic week. Go to school. As the advice I give to a freshman out there, don't do drugs. Look on both sides of the road before you cross the street.
Yep.
Do it.
Yeah, do that.
That's all the advice I've given.
But yeah. Have a good holiday weekend. Have your time off and everything. And thanks for listening.
Oh, that's that too. Good movies. I mean, nothing new is good this week, but go catch up on some stuff.
Yeah, go catch up on some games.
Or watch TV.
Yeah, watch some TV.
Or go watch TV. Go play some games. Play some Uno.
Yeah, go play some Uno. The best Ubisoft game this year.
Well, that's not appropriate. Well, slightly. It has a bug.
Oh, that one bug. Less bugs than the Division.
But adios, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend.
Yep. Thanks for listening in. Hopefully see you guys next week.